Of course, the obvious question from these people is, well, what about my job? Now, they're starting to see that tools like Claude enables you to create tiny little apps. Digital transformation does not work, but essentially you then hit a problem. Digital transformation does not work. There, I've said it. It's very controversial. I'm going to get a load of hate on this comment and this statement, but it should do. In theory, it should. I thought it was going to work. When I started Autonomate about 4 or 5 years ago, essentially we were doing a form of digital transformation. And on the face of it, it looks like it's the kind of the golden egg. You know, you're going to come in, you're going to save companies loads of money by automating lots of their processes using automation or something called RPA, robotic process automation. And what happens? It all comes down from the top. This is a great idea. This is what we're going to do. But essentially you then hit a problem. And this is what I found out as I started kind of getting into this world, is that the people on the shop floor, so to speak, or at the coalface, they are being told from above that we're going to automate your job. You don't need to worry about your job, but we're going to automate your job. Someone's going to come and look at exactly how you do your work. They're going to look under the carpet, see how you're doing it. Then they're going to automate it. And of course, the obvious question from these people is, well, what about my job? What about the things that I do? And I believe this is why RPA, robotic process automation, and digital transformation are not working the way they should. There's massive despondency in that industry, loads of kind of buyer's remorse. I've been to a lot of events and a lot of the people there are saying, well, you know, their clients, usually big enterprises, have bought loads of licenses to do this, and then they're feeling really annoyed because they can't really get it. They're not getting the results that they were promised. And this is all down to what I call the upside down triangle. The upside down triangle is where basically, you know, you have a traditional organizational structure where you've got the management or board at the top, and then it kind of waterfalls down from there. And at the bottom, you've got the workers. And when you push down like that from above, the workers immediately get worried, cautious. They want to block these things very subtly from happening because they genuinely are worried. And I understand that. AI and some of the tools now are turning that triangle upside down. So now imagine it's the other way up. You've got the workers along the top and then the layers of management below. What I mean by that is that tools like Claude, Vibe Coding, ChatGPT and Codex and things like that, many more, are now allowing users to be able to fix little problems themselves. And what I see in businesses is that actually most people quite like their jobs. It's not what you've been told when you're in the digital transformation world, which is, people just want to sit on the beach all day and automate their work and all this kind of thing. I know that sounds like a great fantasy, but the reality is most people quite like what they do. And actually, they just have a few crappy jobs that they have to do every day or every week or every month that are just a pain. I've got them. You've got them. It might be having to reformat a spreadsheet in some horrible format. It might be that you need to fill out a form every time you take on a new contractor or whatever it might be. And it's just a pain. Now they're starting to see that tools like Claude, especially, that's probably the most talked about one, enables you to create tiny little apps that do that work for you. And all of a sudden, the users, the workers are unlocking this capability. And when you do that, you start to get buy-in from the ground up. You'll get these people that are using these tools saying, this is great, I fixed this and I fixed this and I fixed this. Maybe we can look a little bit further afield. We can look outside of our team, or we can look outside of just my individual usage. So this is what I mean by the upside down triangle. It's kind of democratizing workers. And I believe that AI is literally going to turn everything upside down. I think the power is going to go to the workers and the users. You absolutely have to have a strategy, a business strategy, and that does need to be shared down through the business. But I believe that by enabling your people to have access to these tools, by educating them and training them and enabling them to really get to grips with these things and encouraging them to play with these tools to help them do those little crappy jobs that they do, you're going to get a better bought-in workforce, you're going to get a happier workforce, and ultimately it's all going to drive forward your company to be a company that embraces AI and automation. Thanks.